I just got back from the grocery store, and this is the part of the haul for the trip to Myrtle Beach. COVID Central. And we've got all this over here as well. Well, those boxes actually aren't coming with us. There is our large quantity of Belgian waffle mix. We got some cereal, baked beans, tasty cakes, cake mix, tasty cake cupcakes, pasta, barbecue sauce, and a whole bunch of goodies that are going to stay in the car with us because I have a feeling they would melt on the way down there because it's going to be so flippin' hot on the drive down. Going to make some quesadillas. We got syrup, bread, rolls, more rolls, potatoes, egg, custard, snowball flavoring, and there's some tomatoes down there. Hopefully they're not getting smashed. Homemade applesauce, homemade pickles, vanilla extract, and some cocoa powder. We are loaded for bear. And we got some water too. Well guys, Michelle and I just got back from the camper again. Tomorrow is the night that we're loading everything into the fridge, bringing all of our food up, because the day after that we leave for North Carolina on our first stop of our 2-week journey around the East Coast. But we ran into a problem, so we're heading back up to the camper because the refrigerator keeps cutting off. We're using the propane side of the refrigerator, and this happened to us when we went to Drummer Boy a couple weeks ago. As we were driving down the road, it just cut off, but that was such a short trip that all I did was plug it into the electric and everything was good the rest of the weekend. But something's not right, because I had this running last night. The camper didn't move and it still went out. It was windy last night because we had some storms, but I've got to take some things apart and check and see if the gas orifice is dirty or if something is clogging up the flue, because we've got quite a bit of driving to do with the refrigerator on, because we have a lot of food for this trip, because we are really not going to be eating out much, if at all, throughout this entire journey of ours. So something else that we got to do. Oh, I forgot I wanted to say, this is not atypical of owning an RV. This is so normal when you own an RV. Things break, things don't work right all the time. You got to try to stay on top of them. Hopefully there's no issue that is serious with this refrigerator right now, because we really don't have any time. And if something is wrong, that it like needs an electric board or some other hard part in the refrigerator, then we may be relying on coolers, dry ice, and regular ice for 2 weeks. I don't want to have to do that. But while we're traveling, we might have to do something like that if we can't figure out what's going on. But the gas is getting to the refrigerator. It is sparking to try to start it. It runs for a while and shuts off. And if it gets like any kind of wind in there, I guess it's shutting off and not coming back on for whatever reason. So we're gonna have to try to diagnose it now. It is now 8:30 in the evening, so we don't have much daylight left. We did bring a light up with us, but yeah, I don't want to be doing this right now. Michelle's here with me. She wants to be home getting ready for the trip, because we've got to pack all of our laundry and everything. But anyway, the beginning of vacation. 5 Guys burgers and fries. Well, 3 burgers and 1 French fry. Order. Yes. Yep. And some sugar-free Juicy Fruit Red. Juicy Fruit? I think it's whatever it is. Hawaiian Punch. So all that stuff over there is going to the camper right after we eat. And then we're gonna come home and go to bed. And by the way, we were still having problems with the refrigerator this morning. I think we might have had a bad battery, so we swapped the battery out in the camper. Hopefully that's all it was, and everything will work as usual. Well, we are driving up to the camper one last time today, I hope. And hopefully the refrigerator is still on. But we are loading up the remaining items for our trip, which consists of mostly dry goods. We've decided we're gonna put all the food into the refrigerator tomorrow morning if it's still on. Otherwise, we've got to come up with a plan B on that for sure. But anyway, yeah. Just a few more hours before we leave for our first destination, which is in North Carolina. So we got everything loaded up into the camper, and it is squelching. Yeah, it is sweltering hot out. By the way, we got the Nissan back, and right before we leave on our trip, we're taking it back to the dealer because it's throwing a check engine light, and they have another couple of parts on order that they couldn't get finished, but they wanted to get it back to us for this trip. But guess what? It's not going on this trip. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for tonight. We got to go home after we drop the Nissan off, and we got a lot of work to do, and then I'm going to bed because it's going to be an early morning tomorrow. We're going to be meeting up with Red Jaguar and his wife down in Savage, Maryland. So I think we'll catch you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow.